And before that, all the day's action from the Premiership in Match of the Day.
Good evening. The summit and the foot of the Premier League are two lonely places. One can bring unbridled joy, one absolute despair. That's what we've got tonight. Liverpool lead the Premiership at the moment. Will they do so at 5 o'clock this afternoon? You can find out what happens as they travel to relegation-threatened Nottingham Forest.
Benoit again! Oh, he's in the box! He's in the keeper! And somehow it's bounced behind for the corner!
We've got the prequel, the Coca-Cola Cup final replayed, but this time at Filbert Street. Leicester City Middlesbrough is our second featured match.
Ravanelli! Oh, good save by Casey Keller.
We've got all the games and all the goals that have taken place this weekend. Of course, we've got Trevor and Trevor to tell us what they like, don't like, and disagree with, and agree with, if that's even possible. If it doesn't, don't worry, because we've got plenty more action for you. We start today at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest this season have been a real struggle from the side that went ahead and found themselves into the UEFA Cup just 18 months ago. The challenge is here, though, is can they rediscover their form, bearing in mind their best centre forward is playing for the opposition. Liverpool at the moment have been a side which have been able to win some key games and have a lead over Manchester United in what is threatening to be a thrilling title run-in. Your commentator at the City Ground for us is Trev Motson.
A game that matters so much at the top and the bottom of the Premiership. Nottingham Forest, the form side, coming into this at the wrong end of the table. Looking to get out the relegation zone. Liverpool 2 points ahead at the top. All riding on 90 minutes of going to be a sheer, unadulterated Premier League football at its finest. Nottingham Forest, they know what they have to do. And they've got the Dutch pairing of Brian Roy and Pierre van Hooydonk to help them hopefully get the points they need to get over the line. Nigel Clough is also back in midfield in his second spell at the club. As for Liverpool, his former side, they go with Fowler and Collymore up front. Jones and Berger will play on the flanks. It's a three-man central defence with David James just behind him. It's going to be an absolute cracker here at the City Ground here by the banks of the River Trent. Barnes' corner for Liverpool in the white, and towards Fowler, and the volley wide. Well, that would have been a good start for Liverpool. There comes the corner, and it's Berger on the edge of the area, the Czech international, who puts it wide. Lobab. Now Barnes, up towards Fowler. Now McManaman. And Fowler goes again, the angle is tight. Little is with him. Oh, he's got away from Little. And the ball back to McManaman. Now Barnes. Berger. Good start this from Liverpool. Playing some good stuff in this opening 7 minutes. Barnes. Let's fly. Oh, what a superb goal from Barnes. Liverpool in the lead with 7 minutes played at the City Ground. And the team who started the day 2 points ahead at the top of the Premiership. Well, they're on their way to at least keeping that gap at 2 points, maybe more. Nothing the goalkeeper Crosley could have done about that. It's a superb goal. Patient build-up, it has to be said. Berger involved, it came to Barnes, and then the right foot absolutely soared past Crosley before he could even move. And Forest at home make the worst possible start, but you can't legislate for a goal like that from John Barnes. It's a blow for Forest, but it's a delight for Liverpool and for Roy Evans. Stuart Pearce, the captain and the manager, knows he needs to cajole his side and get themselves back into this. They are the form team. They've taken a lot of points since Pearce took over from Frank Clark as manager. Before then they looked marooned. Here's Steve Stone playing it in there. Van Hooydonk at the other end! It's there! What a response from Nottingham Forest! Van Hooydonk makes it 1-1. And now we've got a match with a vengeance. Liverpool went to sleep. They just scored a goal. They were vulnerable from that moment on. Forest, right from the restart, took advantage, and Pierre Van Hooydonk has made it 1-1. Fantastic play. Steve Stone involved. Good ball, and on the first time shot, James, I think, got hands, but the power of the shot was just too good. And all of a sudden, Forest are right back in business. It's 1-1 now. Well, it's not been really, since the opening 10 minutes. There's not really much been happening, but let's just hope for the next sort of 32 minutes of the game we get a good helping of good football again. Just the tension may be squeezed. Oh, there's a shot that's just gone over from Robbie Fowler. Going to say the tension has squeezed a lot out of the game. Just as Fowler was hitting that halfway through the sentence, it was a good effort, just wide across the post. This is Ian Woan now for Forest. Woan, here he is now. 25 minutes for one of these two sides to snatch it. Here's Stuart Pearce. Once he's on the field, anything's possible for Nottingham Forest. The manager, captain, set piece specialist, penalty taker, you name it. Here's one. Oh, free header! Oh, it should have been the goal there. And it still might be for Forest because, well, Williams has possession. Here's Woan. Hurdles one challenge. Finds Clough, the former Liverpool man, in his second spell at the club, but this was the cross from Woan, and it's Van Hooydonk. Well saved. Campbell couldn't get anywhere near the rebound. Matteo got it away. Barnes, the game starting to line up again as a contest. With that intermittent spell of about 40 minutes where both teams were a little bit reluctant to try and attack each other. But now we've got a proper game on. This is Campbell. Forest now trying to hope that the Trent End can suck the ball into the back of the Liverpool net, give their relegation hopes of staying up a real shot in the arm. Nigel Clough. His father's in the stands to watch him today. Brian is there. Here's Little. Here's Steve Stone. Nigel Clough again. Little. Clough. All Forest now. Chris Bart-Williams. Van Hooydonk again! Oh, he's in the post, he's in the keeper! And somehow it's bounced behind for a corner! It could so easily have been the second for Nottingham Forest! My goodness me! What an effort this was! And how fortunate was James there! If it gone the other way, it would have been 2-1 Forest for sure! It's a corner only. They still might score from this. Woan to take it, and it goes towards Campbell, who got up, and Liverpool get it out, and it's Robbie Fowler down the other end now. He's a bit isolated, it's just one of him against three Forest defenders, and it's still Robbie Fowler. He's got support from Rob Jones of all people, and here's Fowler. Oh, they snatched it! Liverpool snatched the lead, and it all came from a Forest corner. Fowler did most of the donkey work, and then laid it on to Rob Jones, who played a lovely through ball, split the defence to smithereens, And Robbie Fowler does what Robbie Fowler does best. Sticking in the back of the net. Maybe, just maybe, you're beginning to sense here that the name of Liverpool might be on the Premiership trophy this season. And maybe they could be league champions for the first time since 1990. Robbie Fowler. Look at Rob Jones. Roy Evans must have had kittens there. What was he doing forward? Well, he played a lovely ball in for Fowler, who made no mistake. Now Forest have to come again. 2 minutes to play. What have Forest got left in the tank? Of course, this result's not going to define their fate this season. There's still plenty of games left. Here's McManaman with a shot. Oh, and it should have been the third. It's a terrific effort from Steve McManaman. Gets the ball there, knows where he wanted it, goes past Steve Chattel. His shot was a good one. Oh, just wide. Final whistle has gone. Liverpool maintain at least their 2-point gap at the top of the Premiership, if not more tonight. They've beaten Nottingham Forest, who will stay in around the bottom 3 area, but there's still a lot of games to play and there's still a lot of points for them to take. But it's Liverpool's day here down by the banks of the River Trent. John Barnes got the first goal, which put Liverpool on their way. Then Van Hooydonk, right from the next attack after the goal, opening goal, got the equaliser. And then 12 minutes from the end, Robbie Fowler won it for Liverpool, and that's how it's finished. The final score, Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool 2.
Well, Trevor, what do you make of that? I got to say, and I'm going to be really honest here, that's the sort of win that wins you the championship. That's what we did, under Paisley, Fagan. That's what we found a way to do on those games where it was 50-50. You found something, and that's what Liverpool did today. They found a last-ditch goal, and it's so important, really, that they remember and they sort of bottle up a little bit of what they've had here, because that was really, really key. And I think that's what they've got to sort of take with them. They found something completely that they didn't expect, like Rob Jones finding himself in a forward position. Well, Trevor, your views at the moment on Forest? Well, I don't think they could be too upset. They've got to go to Roker Park and play Sunderland next, and that's a huge 6-pointer. But they played the champions-elect, as some people may say. Close game. They'll take a lot from this, I think, this defeat. I don't think they were expected to get anything from this game. They very nearly got a draw, and they'll learn from this. And you never know, it could be the catalyst for Forest staying up. Well, the Coca-Cola Cup final was coming up at the beginning of next month, but in a rerun for it just 3 weeks before, the two sides are going to meet in the league. Leicester City have surprised everyone after promotion, after excelling at the moment here in the Premiership, whereas for Middlesbrough, it's looking like relegation unless things can turn around massively. So, a big game in their Premiership survival was at stake. At Filbert Street Forest is Trev champion.
Both these teams are due to face off under the Twin Towers of Wembley in the Coca-Cola Cup final. But for Middlesbrough, the riches of staying in the Premiership are just as important as silverware. Borough come to the East Midlands searching for a valuable 3 points. Leicester City have defied the odds since promotion last summer, and teenage striker Emil Heskey just can't stop scoring. He partners Steve Claridge this afternoon. Visitors Middlesbrough remain in deep trouble and 2 points from safety. They'll be hoping the likes of Fabrizio Ravanelli and Juninho can produce something special today. Here's Vickers for Middlesbrough. Plays it into Juninho. Ravanelli. Tackled, and here's Gary Parker, finds Lennon. Now Steve Guppy, racing forward. Steve Guppy allowed space and time to find Heskey! And that was not far away. Guppy, signed from Port Vale to be reunited with manager Martin O'Neill, found Heskey here. And in the sort of form he's in, he'd expected to have done better there. A let-off for Middlesbrough. Curtis Fleming. Now Alan Moore, the two Irishmen on the left combining. Juninho, Emerson, the two Brazilians there. And a long ball out wide to Neil Cox, who has time. Up against Guppy. Fleming. Fleming again. Now Alan Moore. Juninho shoots! Palmed away by Casey Keller. A save he'd expect to have made, but a good one nonetheless. Emerson for Middlesbrough. Now Juninho. Very open game, and here's Ravanelli for Middlesbrough! He's done it! Borough take the lead, and it is that man, Fabrizio Ravanelli. A wonderful finish from the Italian, fed by Juninho, and the two stars celebrate in the corner. Keller beaten by Ravanelli. A record signing from Juventus last summer. And he's repaid some of the board's faith there. Really smart finish. Lovely ball through by Juninho. And there was little that Keller could do to stop it. Middlesbrough 1-0 up. Fleming, half an hour played here at Filbert Street. Now Moore. Really good performance so far from Middlesbrough. Fleming. Home fans getting a little bit restless here, and here's Moore. What can he do? Up against Simon Grayson. Fleming. Good ball in, Ravanelli! Over the bar. But again, Middlesbrough carving out an opportunity. And Ravanelli's acrobatics not quite good enough. Here's Matt Elliott. Signed from Oxford United for £1.5 million. He strides up to the halfway line. Heskey now. Can he do? He can find Muzzy, is it? Who should equalise and does equalise. So easy for Leicester City. And Muzzy, is it? Gets on the score sheet. Found by Heskey. And the rest was simple for Is it. Well, as good as Middlesbrough have been going forwards, you just cannot defend like that. Is it allowed to run? He wasn't tracked, and he is blasted past Gary Walsh there to bring the scores level. Really poor defending. Clear forward by Walsh. Picked up by Higgins. Cox for Middlesbrough. Looking so good in that first half and pegged back by a defensive lapse. Here's Fleming. So involved, and he's found Ravanelli here, the goal scorer for Middlesbrough. Gianluca Festa. Ravanelli, shot blocked, and Grayson can come away with it. Promising start though for Middlesbrough to this second half. Alan Moore for Borough. Oh, it's a lovely through ball. Now Ravanelli, what can he do? Oh, what a goal that is! Fabrizio Ravanelli at the double! And that was a screamer! Fantastic from Ravanelli! And no wonder he's being congratulated. He is carrying this team. Whether it will be enough to keep them in the Premiership remains to be seen. But if he can keep scoring goals like that, they've got one heck of a chance.
There was only one thought in his mind. And the thought came to fruition as he found the back of the net. Superb from Ravanelli. Middlesbrough 2-1 up. Into Gary Parker. Now Lennon. As Leicester look to equalise for a second time this afternoon. Steve Claridge. Heskey! Saved by Gary Walsh. And Heskey should have done better. Here's Ravanelli. Now Fleming. Been so influential in this match. Curtis Fleming. Juninho. Ravanelli on a hat-trick. And it goes behind. Middlesbrough looks so dangerous every time they come forward. Good defending though by Leicester to deny Ravanelli. Fleming. Signed for just £50,000 from St Patrick's Athletic 6 years ago. Now Festa. Ravanelli. What can he do? The Italian! Oh, he's hit the post! A real let-off for Leicester. Ravanelli so close to collecting the match ball there. Brilliant effort. He's unplayable this afternoon. Pearson. Hignett. Now Juninho. Festa. Wonderful football from Middlesbrough. Now Alan Moore. Ravanelli. Ravanelli! Oh, good save by Casey Keller. Well, it feels like it's only a matter of time before Ravanelli completes his treble. Good save there by Keller to keep Leicester in the contest. Parker. Gary Parker plays it out to Grayson. Grayson for Leicester City. Is it? Grayson. Now Parker. He's dispossessed. And here's Ravanelli. He'll have to do it on his own, I think. Support coming now though, and here's Craig Hignett. Can he find Festa? Yes he can! Gianluca Festa! Oh, he just took too much time. Cox. Back to Festa. Header by Ravanelli. Saved by Casey Keller. What a chance that was for Middlesbrough to make it 3-1 and surely secure all 3 points. Good save by Keller though.
Well, big win for Middlesbrough, winning there. Leicester City, disappointing really. You'd have to say that the better of the game was certainly from Middlesbrough, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think Middlesbrough deserved that. They've stopped themselves defensively from leaking too many mistakes. They really have got to grips with things. You know, they've got a cup quarter final on the way. They've got another cup final. Really, this is their cup final, staying in the Premiership for Middlesbrough. The money that they've invested in this squad, if they didn't have it, it could be real trouble for them. So, for Middlesbrough, 100% Premiership survival and a performance like today, I think would be key. Well, let's wrap up all the other games and goals that took place, starting off with another FA Cup replay. It was the tie between Manchester United and Sheffield Wednesday. The FA Cup game was a much closer affair, but here in a foggy afternoon at Manchester, United showed that they are a class above when it comes to the league. Perhaps Wednesday were suffering a little bit of downward blues. Manchester United's new European connection got them off to the start. Assistance by Poborski, header from Solskjaer. And 2-0 arrived, down to a little bit of Welsh brilliance in the end. Pallister won the ball, and look at this run from Ryan Giggs. Absolutely brilliant the way he charges through, gets past Des Walker, and the finish was just inside between Pressman and post. Manchester United delivered a big win in their quest for the Championship. Well, I think overall it was a good performance. Really pleased for the players that came in and delighted with the result in the end. I think it's definitely one we can be very proud of, that one. Certainly sets up the cup game, doesn't it? Arsenal knew the Dell could always be a little sticky point for them, but Arsene Wenger's new Arsenal certainly showed that they have what it takes, and they've got players coming in that are showing their little guile and youth. Stephen Hughes got the opening goal for there. The young man certainly showing he was at home in Arsenal's midfield. It was Arsenal's midfield that there was persistence that was the key for the second goal that finished things off in the end. After the initial effort by Wright was brilliantly saved by Dave Besant, a Slater clearance found itself straight to Vieira. He and Wright combined to set up the Romford Pele, Ray Parlour, to slot the ball home and give Arsene Wenger's side all 3 points. Well, sometimes young players come in and they play good football, and sometimes I always say if you're good enough, you're old enough, and I think that was the same for Stephen Hughes, yes. Newcastle United had a rather rudimentary victory over Coventry City, and Coventry really were the masters of their own downfall. Gary McAllister losing the ball in the midfield to David Batty, who passed it through to Shearer, who found Les Ferdinand, just tapping for Alan Shearer though. It's moments like this of self-destruction that Gordon Strachan said Coventry City have got to avoid. But in truth, Newcastle United looked a cut above. After some said their championship hopes had faded, Newcastle made sure they still made chances, and David Batty took them. A rare goal for him as another 2-0 win for a top side. Look, I don't think we're out of the championship race. I refuse to believe that we're out of the championship race at the moment. And so long as we keep going, we keep fighting, there's a lot more points out there, and I don't think any side's going to win every sort of 8 games coming up. So I think we've just got to hope and got to keep going. I thought it weren't great, would it? I don't think I'm a good manager today. I'm really not impressed with what we keep doing. They're good lads. They really make a go of it. But we've just got to stop these silly mistakes. If we'd stop these silly mistakes, I think we'd be home and dry by now. 8 goals at Stamford Bridge in a game which had just about everything, including the biggest scoreline of the season and the biggest win of the season. It all got going early doors where Steve Clark found himself still forward. Gianluca Vialli found himself with the coolest of finish vice Lionel Perez to put Chelsea 1-0 ahead. During the transfer window, there's been a little signing, and his name is Chris Waddle. You might remember him. Doing his efforts to keep Sunderland in the Premier League, he did just that with his excellent strike, was able to curl past Frank Groras. And as the game wore on, so did Sunderland's appeal. 15 minutes into the first half, combinations between Quinn and Waddle had put Sunderland 2-1 ahead on Dream Street at Stamford Bridge. But the Blues responded, and Sunderland, who have struggled at the moment in 1997, showed their defensive frailties. Zola found Vialli with far too much room, and a cool, calm finish was able to equalise. And from this moment, really the game capitulated as far as Sunderland were concerned. With 3 minutes to go at the end of the first half, Ruud Gullit was on. Dennis Wisedow showed that he was the midfielder with the finish. As the second half marched on, so did Chelsea, and they took complete control of the game, going 4-2 ahead. A wonderful curling strike from Gianfranco Zola, getting the first of 2 that he got on the day. There was a chance for Gianluca Vialli to complete his hat-trick. Zola was the provider in a man-of-the-match performance. Vialli, cool finish from the spot. A 6th goal would arrive for Chelsea, which they utterly deserved on the second half performance. A crunching challenge arrived from Di Matteo. Suddenly Vialli saw a gaping hole in the Sunderland defence. Gianfranco Zola saw a chance to finish off the win in style. I think players played very well, played very good, and what we need is to continue to play and continue to do this. I was very happy today. Blackburn Rovers beat Wimbledon on the side that they were a couple of months ago in the Premiership. They did get the opening goal. Jason Newell found the room. He found a cool, calm finish in the end to put the crazy gang ahead. But Blackburn Rovers have showed they're made of sterner stuff. Some people had touted this to be the opposite direction, that Wimbledon would be surviving for Premiership survival and Blackburn Rovers would be challenging for Europe and beyond. But it could be the sort of result that maybe seals Blackburn Rovers' future in the Premiership. Chris Sutton got the equaliser, Kevin Gallagher found Sutton, a lovely cross that arrived in the end from Gary Flitcroft, and Gallagher duly obliged. At 2-1 ahead, Wimbledon didn't quite have the fighting spirit that they had a few weeks ago, and then eventually the third arrived that finished the game off. Sutton found the room, Blackwell couldn't get there, neither could Sunderland. Big moment for Rovers' season, one census. Wasn't a particularly impressive game, but it was settled by a great bit of impressive play from Teddy Sheringham. Stealing on a loose ball, he beat Radaby and beat Nigel Martin with a thunderous strike, as Tottenham Hotspur beat Leeds United a 0-0 at White Hart Lane. For Everton and Derby County, it was settled by Nicky Barmby's header. The cross floated in, Barmby found the room, his header was just too much in the end for Holt. 1-0 win for Everton. The only game to finish 0-0 in the end, but there were some chances to settle it. Milosevic found Dwight York, who got the head of Reaper, found himself one-on-one with Les Sealy-Deppelin for Milosko. The first save was good, but the effort by York on the rebound cracked off the post. There were chances for West Ham to get the game. The best of them arrived in the end when Hartson was able to play the ball to Joe Moncur. His left-footed strike, though, left Bosnich stranded, but left everyone else stranded as this one's finished goalless. No, I think the boys done well. They gave it a good effort. Played some good stuff at times. This is what you have. I think Aston Villa are a quality side, and I think we can certainly be proud of the draw, on how good a team they are. Trevor Sinstat with the report. Right, let's have a look at the Premiership table. Liverpool maintain their 2-point advantage at the top of the Premiership, but after the recent results, Arsenal are not out of the title race, level with Manchester United, also on 61 points. It's looking like it's between those three. Experts say perhaps Newcastle United are just a little bit too far behind. After that performance, don't worry, Leicester City remain in the top half of the table. And if you're a Middlesbrough fan, you're going to be delighted because Middlesbrough are out of the relegation zone. They stand hand of Nottingham Forest, and bear in mind, Forest go and play Sunderland next. Coventry City and Southampton also find themselves in deep trouble. So a really topsy-turvy evening in terms of the Premiership. It's looking like one side wants to stay in. It's looking like one side was just unlucky not to stay in. It's also looking like who's going to win this, who's going to get relegated is completely unpredictable. Best thing you can do is subscribe to the channel, make sure you got those notifications, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.